Good morning, good morning, good morning. Oh my god. I've had this messed up morning. So, my big coffee pot broke, right? So, I've been using this little single cup coffee pot. So, I don't even think that matters to the story. Anyway, oh, hold on, let me just clear the energy. Using some Palo Santo today. So, I go to make coffee this morning. First, I set it all up, and then I come back in here and I lay down for a few minutes, goof around on YouTube, whatever. And I was like, alright, I'll give it 5 minutes and I'll go and get it. And I go back in there to get it, and I realize that the coffee pot's unplugged. I unplugged it to plug in a speaker last night because I was doing a thing in the backyard with the kids, right? So I was like, oh no, didn't make the coffee. So I turn the coffee pot off, I plug it back in, I come back in there and lay down for a little bit. Yep, exactly. I went back in there. I didn't turn it back on after I plugged it in, but I didn't want to mess it up by plugging it in while it was on, right? So, yeah, long story short, finally got my coffee. But by the time I did, one of the little bugs is up, so I'm going to make this a quick one this morning. Then I got to go do pancakes or something. Man, I had a killer weekend. Let's get some cards going. Energy for today before we start rambling on. Did a garden thing at the Zen Den, which I thought they said they were going to be doing a dedication ceremony, but it was just a table with some crafts on it. The kids painted some fairy doors, made some wind chimes and stuff, and then we went and we hung them up in the garden. They let me know, I would have helped. I don't know. I've been biting off a little bit more than I could chew lately anyway, so. But yeah, we did that, and then I took the kids over to a park where they spun one of the kids so much that she puked in a trash can at the park with 2 birthday parties going on. That was awesome. And then, yeah, then we came home, we did dinner, and then we went up to the park by my house. And then we came home, we built a fire, and we did s'mores. It was one of my good friends, pretty much my niece. It was her twins' birthday coming up this week, so I wanted to do, like, that was my big thing for them, was to do a big weekend with them since they live like an hour or so away now. And we did a big weekend with them. I'm going home today. It was crazy. I remember the year they were born. They were literally, I gave birth March 15th to my daughter, and then they're April 28th, and they're right down the corner, right around the edge. They're actually one of the only friends I ever went to visit in the hospital after having a baby. I'm not really big at going to hospitals, but I remember the first place they stopped after that doctor's appointment, the day that they found out that they were twins. This was the first house that they came to. It was so crazy. And then even during Easter, we were talking to my grandmother, and I was talking about them, and she was just like, she mixes up the mother and the daughter because she knows the grandmother the most, right? So she mixes up the mother and the daughter. We're like, no, that was the baby. You know, the baby was her granddaughter. And I just went, impromptu, I didn't know this was going to happen. When I picked him up on Friday, I got to go take her to get her quinceañera dress and try it on. And it was just so crazy. So I just sent that picture to my grandmother. Wow, that lighting is horrible. But I just sent that picture of her in the dress to my grandmother and be like, you remember that baby? Because we got this great picture of her also in this house standing at the edge of the steps there. And she's wearing like, I don't know, some like slip top. Somebody's slip top as a dress. And she's got this long beads of pearls. And she's got big black high heel shoes on, right? And she's like posed up in a little corner, and she looked like a Hallmark card. My grandfather is so great at catching pictures. It's one of the pictures he caught of her. And yeah, I don't get to see him much, so I'm kind of gushing this weekend, but I had a great weekend. I hadn't had that much fun in a long time. And even the power went out for a little last night, and the kids were still really funny about it. Everybody just stayed in a good mood all weekend, which is hard when you're rolling with 6, so. Alrighty, so we're starting out here. For every question, there is an answer, and for every answer, there is yet another question. And yeah, I'm the dickhead fairy that sprinkled bitch dust and created this whole argument. You're not a voice in my head, you're just a ringing in my ear. And if I hear you, which I don't, I'm spoken for, I fear. I can't hear you, Peach. If you weren't stirring the bucket, you wouldn't have gotten shit on your shoes. Ask yourself in 5 years, is any of this gonna matter? You have to put your past behind you if you're ever going to want to move forward. The definition of insanity is just doing the same thing and expecting different results. The problem is not the problem. The problem is your attitude about the problem. Alrighty. Can't hear you, Peach. I always get that vision of the starfish with that one. Well, because it is the starfish, right? When the fish is up against the glass, the starfish. Finding Nemo, people. Finding Nemo. Get with the program. My audience is supposed to be mostly elder females. You telling me you guys never watched a Disney movie or a Pixar? Anyway, Peach is the starfish up on the edge of the glass, and he's always informing everybody of what's going on in the dental office. Like, okay, what are you guys doing? Hey, there's a whole bunch of stuff. Can't hear you, Peach. And she's got to peel back off the glass, turn around, tell everybody what's going on. I don't know. I distinctly remembered, like, me and Luna. Man, I'm so proud of Luna right now. She's getting rid of that psychopath out of her house, finally. It took her big brother stepping in and being like, dude, this is not normal, not okay, and yeah, we're leaving now. Getting this person out of your house, and they're freaking doing it. Like, I never, years, oh my god. Anyway, what am I talking about? We're big on Finding Nemo. Like, literally, that's our biggest movie since it came out. Since the release of the trailer in the movie theater, that has been our movie, right? The first opening sequence is they're asking, the trailer for Not Finding Nemo was Marlin and Dory asking directions from the fish, and they won't answer Marlin because whatever energy he's putting up at Dory, they answer for some reason, even though she's like a total spaz. And we just laughed hysterical. We're like, oh my god, that's me and you. That's me and you. She's like, you're totally Marlin. Oh, almost caught him. And she's like, and I'm Dory. We call her Guru Dory. And we've also discovered that people on the life path number 5 are a lot like Dory. Like, every single one of them I know. We call them the Dory Club and the Guru Dories. Boat? I saw a boat. Alright. Alright, so I guess we're going to switch out since these guys are jumping off the table here. I'm not reading all of this. I'm just... We used to laugh. She was the one who was the dancer, and that's why I was always hanging out at the dance clubs. But, yeah. We used to laugh about the seagulls. Whenever a new cute guy would show up at the bar, like, all the girls would flock at them, and we would be like, it's the seagulls. Mine, 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 mine. Crazy. The other one was Ice Age, Get the Melon. You get the melon scene where they're all fighting over the last melon with the dodo birds. This is my brain. Welcome to it. Alright. And I definitely got the message of repeating cycles there for sure. There's definitely... See, here's the thing that I'm getting with all of this lately is people denying telepathic connections, and they're like, you have no power over me. No. But to say that Jareth still didn't show up in the labyrinth and turn back time and erase like 3 hours on her halfway through the labyrinth. What? No, you don't have no power over me personally. You can affect the fucking energy around you. Oh. Who am I picking up on today? I'm using my Tarot of the Old Path today. That ringing in your ear one is from Frozen. Yeah. Right? And even in that movie, eventually she succumbs to the ringing. And what? She succumbs to the ringing in her ear. She chases it. She follows it. She ends up frozen in a pit. I believe it's from the second movie, isn't it? Full discretion, I don't think I've ever sat down and watched Frozen 2 all the way through. I've caught some bits and pieces and I like the energy, but I don't think I've sat down and watched the movie all the way through since I think Free Guy. I took the kids to the movie theater to see Free Guy. Took the boy twin here to see Free Guy. They all like video games. Took him and my son out. They got similar energies. I'm gonna say there's a lot of reversals in this deck. A lot of reversals coming out in this. Artificial. Yep. Damn. I'm telling you, every single row has one card upright. That's one rule I try to stick with myself. What? If the entire line came out reversed, I could have turned one upright. I could have turned them all upright and been like, oh, it dealt to you. But nah, this is every... I don't know. Potentiality of an anti-timeline? I don't know. Block timeline out of defensiveness. Let's get a story to start. Before I get into this. I'm doing this all backwards today too, which is weird. I caught that. I caught it. Did you catch it? It's like I'm channeling a totally different reader. Ooh. Alright. Let's see what else we get. We do this a little different today too. I know enough of these stories now that I might not even... I'm going to skip the book unless I hit one I don't know. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Alright, we got the mountain. The mountain of pettiness is what I call this card now. This is the mountain of pettiness. This is the one wife becomes so jealous of the other wife, right? One woman becomes so jealous of another woman. One woman is kind, one woman is super beautiful, and they become jealous of each other that they end up blocking an empath and keeping one from being able to go see her sick mother, so they end up she becomes a mountain, blocking them in the valley, and then eventually the other one becomes the mountain, right? Kind of get the message of when you hang around ugly, like personality people. You pick up on that ugliness, right? We got the garden here, right? Nothing grew in the garden until the children showed up, right? And then the giant had to learn how to be kind with the children, right? In order to have more joy in their life and open up and allow more people into their lives, right? So this is almost getting an energy of somebody who's been stuck for a long time, right? Realizing that they'd like to come out of being stuck for sure. And then we get the clouds and shape shifting with this King of Wands here. And I think I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to read the clouds, because I just feel like it's important to get that one. Yeah, depression, confusion, and sadness. A young girl must go on a prince-finding journey in this East O Moon, West O Moon. In The Beast of a Tale, a young beauty goes off to live with the polar bear. That's right, okay. She misses her family, so the bear allows her to go home with the warning that her mother will try to confuse her. He says that if he lets her mother speak to her one-on-one, that their happy life will come to a terrible end. Even with the warning, she succumbs to her mother, and as predicted, she lets her mother's words confuse her. Her actions bring her bad luck to her and both the bear prince. Eventually, there is a happy ending, but this tale of sadness that transpires when confusion clouds your mind. This card highlights that things can go wrong. Where the clouds show up, gloomy thoughts shroud a situation. You should pay attention to the two sides of the clouds. The dark side shows the negativity, but the light side can point to a brighter path. Yeah. Makes a lot more sense now. All right, here we go. Oh. So I'm going to put some more Palo Santo. I actually set this up with some charcoal here. And I just want to add a little bit of this. I know. I got like a million ideas in my head that I gotta plan all out, and they keep popping up. I'm like, not the time. Not right now. Alright, we got the mountain of pettiness. We got the need for the garden, right? The need to open up and allow more people in, right? The pettiness has got everybody blocked out. And now it's time to escape from this imprisonment. But we got the clouds here. Trying to break free. We got somebody causing a lot of confusion, chaos. Definitely get that controlling, manipulative energy there. All right. All right, we definitely got the energy of this came out reversed. I'm saying that because I can see the back of the cards, right? So we got Eight of Pentacles reversed, losing a lot of what you've worked for. This is the 3D, losing a lot of what you worked for. A lot of toxic games. This is toxic games by somebody who has a severely wounded inner child. Someone who acts very childish but tries to present themselves as a big scary adult, right? Like got that like almost kiss looking mask there. Alright, so they try to play like they're big and bad and scary. Right, but really they're just a child underneath, right? This is someone who had plans on locking whatever situations down forever. Or, I almost get the type of energy too that people thought this was going to be a forever thing, but it's not. It's not. It's The Four of Cups, I always say, is overindulging. It's an overindulgence energy. I get the sense that someone was overindulging in things to numb themselves. I get the sense that someone else was overindulging in somebody else's energy, like they need that other person's energy in order to survive, right? And that's what's caused this problem, because there's definitely this energy of this person, right? I got a Divine Feminine. We got the Queen of Wands here. And this is the last two cards on that 3D row, right? This is someone who's got herself in a protective circle. This Nine of Wands here, right? And now the Nine of Clubs is all about resilience and persistence and trying to push through and trying to break through, right? But with this card, with her being surrounded by those white candles, it's almost like it is the persistence and the resilience to try to stay within their own protective energy, to try to stay within their own energy in general, right? We got this reversed right here. It's kind of like stuck in a web. And I've explained this to people before. I'm like, sometimes you can find yourself stuck in a web, and now I've had this, like, not a vision, but I've seen it before, right? And I've said it before. It's like being stuck in a web, right? You're a fly, like, is stuck in a web, and there's a bunch of flies with you, stuck in the web with you, and everybody's buzzing and bitching about how everybody got stuck in the fucking web. Meanwhile, the spider is just around the outside, just making more web. Right? Everybody's bitching about how everybody got stuck in the web and nobody's paying attention to the fucking spider. That's the message I'm getting off of that, right? On the 3D, for sure. No one's paying attention to the spider. The spider is the one who creates the sticky situation. Alright? We got a lot of distraction. Right, a lot of distraction, a lot of inability to focus on what needs to be focused on the most, right? It's like this person knows what they're supposed to be focusing on. They know how it all works. It's just an inability to do it right now. It's a total distraction, right? It's an inability to make any type of connections. What? I can't make any connections right now. Why? I'm stuck in a fucking web with all these goddamn flies, right? A lot of instability. A lot of instability. Now, this was right over that Nine of Pentacles, right? This is back to protective energy. What? Trying to be strong. What? At some point, you realize, what? Not all these flies are going to fucking make it, but god damn it, I am. Right? There's still a lot you don't know. There's still a lot you don't know. There's still a lot this person doesn't know. Right? All right, I'm going to read the two. All right. The 5D definitely has kind of like some warnings coming out. It's going to feel like a lot of injustice. I even got that image of going back to where Jareth is turning the clock back and Sarah's going, "That's not fair." And he goes, "You say that's a lot. I wonder what your basis of comparison is." Right? Get the Knight of Swords reversed. There's going to be a lot of deceit, a lot of manipulation. This was right above that little wounded kid card, right? This person is still going to be causing, and it's just going to be, this is the kind of person in your life that you realize everybody around this person says this same phrase. That's just how they are. Oh, you know how they are. That's just how they are. Oh, don't let it get to you. That's just how they are. And all these people around them, all the flies in the web, have been just allowing the spider. Oh, that's just the spider. That's just what the spider does. It is just what the spider does. It is. I mean, they're right. So, but it's your choice if you want to stay around buzzing with them. The universe is trying to tell you that it's going to be okay, right? There's still going to be giving and taking, generosity, sharing, things of that nature, things will still balance out. I don't think that it's trying to tell you, you're never really going to get a sense of full justice out of all of this, right? But you're going to get some help in this sense. You got these two knights again. Once again, oh, Knight of Swords, Knight of Pentacles reversed. Aren't these the same ones that keep coming out in like every fucking thing right now? You got this Knight of Pentacles reversed, right? So this is someone who's struggling to manifest that money. If not, it's even draining, right? So, damn. It's a balance between these two that I'm picking up. This is shifting to something different from what I was just talking about too. This is definitely still playing into that front row there. But I'm picking up something different on this, right? Alright, so the Knight of Swords, I always associate with Archangel Uriel. Pentacles, that's Raphael. You know what, though? And now, I get this. How to explain this one? It's almost like, yeah. I get almost a bickering on the 5D sense. Of anybody who deals with multiple energies, right? And I'll say this too. It's almost like when I say someone's not an empath. When I say someone's not an empath, that does not mean the person's not gifted. It means the person's not gifted. They don't have that. You know, it's like all the different clairs. You could be clairsentient, clairvoyant, clair, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Some people see things. Some people smell things. Some people feel things. Some people just know things. Right? The empath knows feelings, energies, emotions. That's the energy that they pick up on, right? Not everybody has that. Now, just because you can't pick up on energies like that doesn't mean that you're not channeling other things. Doesn't mean you can't channel spirit. Doesn't mean you can't channel divine energies. It just means that in general, the emotional aspect of what people around you are putting out, right? You're not really that rooted in the 3D, which is fine. Most people who have what I consider that angelic spark don't, right? When you have the angelic spark, right, really close to being a narcissist. I mean, if you talk about fallen angels, here's the deal. What? You had the assholes, and you had those who came down to like rape and pillage, and those who came down to just live life, right? That's the thing. That's the thing. There was good and bad on both sides. They were never, and they're very egotistical, because for me, angels are like what I call earth-based. Like if you feel like you're from Pleiadians or you feel like you're from the Arcturians, right? The angels on that energy are from the sun. That makes sense. And God, who makes things in his own image, right? And the angels are part of that, right? And then you have, the fallen, which have put the angelic spark into, I guess, soul DNA? I don't even know how to explain some of this shit, right? Anyway, so that's how that transpires for me. It's fractal energy, right? Fractal energy from the Big Bang. Oh my God, I can't go this far back in space. All right, back up. Not back up, zoom back in. All right, so see how I'm getting so far back? That's how long these two have been fucking bickering, okay? I get a sense that everybody was getting along, right? There was this energy back in like 2018, 2019. The web was strong. It was awesome. Everybody got along, right? We were so freaking connected. It was unreal, right? People were taking off. Things were popping. Some people managed to hold on to that energy, or some people at least managed to hold on to what they were able to build while they were in that energy, right? Right, they were able to cash in that lotto ticket real fast, right? And then A lot of stuff's happened since then. The energies have been shook. There's definitely been this warring energy on how to deal with things. There's definitely people who got stuck in between timelines, things of that nature, right? I just get a strong sense of, like, if you might have these two bickering around you. When it comes down to it, focus on this energy, right? When it comes down to it, who are you there for? And then when you turn around, they're there for you, right? Who are you there for? And then when you need them, they are there for you, right? Who listens? Who, doesn't ask you for things knowing that you're already in a tight space? Those who, I don't know, things like who you feel you get a genuine give and take for your energy, right? That you find yourself in situations a lot of times where it's like, you'll turn around, you're like, I'm always there for everybody, but when the shit hits the fan, I turn around and everybody's gone, right? Really, who's there, right? Because it's calling for some nostalgic here and remembering that nostalgic energy. It's also calling to remember, remember the lessons, right? What does it say? I get that Sunscreen song right now. What is it? Advice is a form of nostalgia. It's like picking it up out of the trash, dusting it off, painting it over, and recycling it for more than what it's worth. Right? Also remembering how to create that good energy, what energies felt good. And it's even like thinking back to your past, right? And I've told this to people too. Okay, so your childhood was horrible. There's usually someone. Okay, so life gave you a bunch of examples of what not to do. For you personally, right? Like within your life, they got a lot of examples of what not to do. Now, think back to happier moments where people taught you what it was you genuinely wanted. What energies that were you in that you were like, this is it. This is the life that I want. This is the life that I want for my kids type deal, right? This is what, I want to be like when I'm a grown up. I'm not going to be like these people. I'm going to be like these people, right? Where's that? Where was those people who inspired you, and gave you hope that the future was going to be better than what you've been dealing with? The universe is going to call you to time to sacrifice the artificial heart. Right? Should I read them? I think I am. I know it's up to 33 minutes. 11. Oh, yeah. Go ahead, we'll read these real quick. All right. Because sacrifice, that's a pretty heavy-duty card, and we're channeling some pretty heavy-duty energies this morning. Even if I have to break apart as long as it serves a purpose. A beautiful female knight wears heavy armor. She holds a blade in front of her. A blade that slices across her face, showing the deadly seriousness of her stare. The mirror of her resolve. I have accepted my duty and I release. And in my release, I found my freedom. I have accepted my duty, and in my release, I have found my freedom. There is a strong power in sacrifice. Our fears, our hopes, all the chains of the small world. Our sense of self is a small, petty creature of uncertain resolve and shaky horizon. With sacrifice, we renounce our sense of self. We accept to be lost. We accept to be shaken and cut and bruised and hurt and burned and locked and stricken and despised and gossiped and betrayed and misunderstood and be left alone to rot, to die, with just words of thanks while the world goes on over our broken dreams. And when we drown our sense of self to the sacrifice, we are also a greater person. We are screaming, I exist. I make the difference. And we accept the price that we pay. And we use our blood and our tears as currency that give us the right to stand tall. Ooh. Good God. All right. Artificial heart, 12. That was 7 for the sacrifice. It was the number 12. New moon phase. Oh, what was 7 while we were at it? All right, so 7 is also the waning gibbous phase, the last sacrifice, I told you. And that was stage anger. Now we got artificial heart, new moon phase, stage of the bargaining. Give you another peek at her. Her collar. I don't feel the warmth of the sun. If I don't feel the warmth of the sun, I will blame the sun or myself. If I don't feel the warmth of the sun, will I blame the sun or myself? A female figure, an android or a robot with a cyber lines traveling over the skin like gentle spiders. A black choker of female servitude and jaded eyes of a futuristic indifference. I don't know why I just heard, what do you do if you're a manically depressed robot? Building oneself to specifications, stealing one's adversity, dreaming of electric sheeps. Okay. Once upon a time, it was a time of flying monkeys. Someone journeyed to a place that wasn't Kansas in order to gain a heart. Oh, such a charming old-fashioned fairy tale. A new heart can be bought on the internet now and be delivered in a couple of days with a brand new shiny instruction manual, and it works too. It gets the job done. It's not a job of feeling, it's scripted. Like a job of numbers. Actually, it feels like a trade-off. We find refuge in the rational mind, which in turn gives us the illusion of control. But we still long to live through our emotions fully, and we truly, like an artificial knight, wants to become a real person. Happiness is not in numbers, but it is not because numbers are bad, it's because they're nothing that alone can grant happiness and guarantee it. We trade in the natural world for our artificiality, and then we blame this choice as the reason why our skin has no color. What if it's not actually connected? What if it's just an excuse? What if even an artificial heart can beat and fall in love and drown in sorrow? Last card, effortlessness. And I'm going to read this one as well, since we're doing this morning. I can read, I'm smart. Sorry. Don't shit. Oh man, Waterfalls, that's the title. $146. 11. Oh, I just opened a 143 as the volcano card. That makes a lot of sense. Alright. Effortless. Water naturally flows from a higher to a lower ground, eventually finding its way to the ocean. One of nature's most exquisite dynamic demonstrations of this fact is the waterfall. Graceful, powerful, effortless, she can take our breath away with her cascading beauty. She readily flows around that which would otherwise impede. She's extremely patient, persistent, and skillful in the ways she ever so gradually shapes and carves her passageways down the slopes of the mountain. Note how a waterfall forms ribbons that accord with the artistry of the stone faces she descends, joining a calmer pool that rests before she continues her journey. There is no strain in this movement. Water simply follows the natural law of interaction between the formations of the precipice she travels upon, and the power and fluidity and adaptability of her flow is effortless. Ooh, isn't that beautifully written? I love this book. This is The Earth Magic, too, if you guys want this one. This is a great deck. You have come to the edge of your comfort zone, and you find yourself fighting to resist moving past that perceived precipice of who you are, or who you can be, or what you can do. Spirit is asking you to step beyond the edge and allow yourself to do so with ease rather than struggle. Yes, at times physical exertion is necessary, but when performed with fluidity and grace, even when a task seems daunting, you'll find that the movement moves you effortlessly. Approach the present situation or relationship with the awareness and grace. Do not try to make it effortless. That just creates more strain. The key word here is to allow. This is not a time to fight, but a time to surrender the will of spirit. Even if you are being asked to let go completely and tumble into the brink of creation itself, you will find that the waters there are ultimately still and calm. Keep your focus on your solar plexus and your breath. Breathing through any tension, relaxing and yielding to the movement that is occurring at any given moment makes your life effortless. We got Virgo here. I just got a message of don't overthink it. We got 3, right? I got a message here of you can focus on third-party situations that make your life worse. Gossip, nagging, lies, deceit. Or you can work on the 3, the community building, friendship building, that web of energy, right? We got Jupiter here. That's Jupiter. Expansion. It's also the planet for Sagittarius, temperance, compassion, and composure. It's expanding your mind right now, right? And don't mind if you go a little bit crazy. Sometimes, just like with your heart center, in order for your heart to be open to let the light in and out, you must also, we'll get that in a minute. Sometimes break your mind in order to change your perceptions, right? All right, what we got here? We got the harvest. Stuff is coming in. We got waves of communication, right, going on. We definitely got, flight communication going on. A lot of words, a lot of thinking, a lot of thoughts in this. We got waves here, another of that effortless water energy, right? You got the sun and the moon. 3 things cannot be hidden for long: the sun, the moon, and the truth. When the truth comes out, you will know which direction to take. All right, y'all. Holy cow. That was a little bit more intense than I was intending this morning.